RunnersChoose.com
is brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Friday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, taking a live look right now at downtown Utica, and it certainly looks a lot calmer than it was this time 24 hours ago. Temperature right now 78 degrees, so slightly cooler than it was, or actually warmer, I should say, than it was at this time yesterday when we had all those rain and all those clouds and that rain. Winds out of the south-southwest at 15. That's making it feel slightly warmer at 79. The dew point is also a little bit lower than it was at this time yesterday, 56. Yesterday at this time it was up into the mid-60s. We do have some cooler numbers up toward the north where it's 70 degrees in Old Fort, 71 over into Pasco right now, but from the valley on toward the south it's more like the mid to, in some cases, upper 70s. Camden right now and the Cuse both at 79 degrees at this time. So as I mentioned, anywhere from 6 to 10, even 12 degrees warmer than it was at this time yesterday when that cold front was moving through, bringing all that heavy rain and the tornado warning that we just told you about as well. But I think tomorrow we'll see a lot of minus signs on this particular map. That's because tomorrow we'll have another cold front moving through. Temperatures only between 60 and 65 with a lot of rain, a lot of clouds through most of the day. And then Sunday and Monday we do dry things out and warm things up slightly, more like between 65 and 70 with a lot of sun and maybe a few clouds here and there. As far as where we're going over the next few days, our average high this time of year is 77, obviously nowhere near that tomorrow through Monday. We get back to closer to it as we go through Tuesday. Wednesday it looks like we hit it, and then not far from it still Thursday and Friday with highs in the lower 70s, at least the way it looks right now. On our radar right now it is free and clear of precipitation, and it's going to remain that way through the evening hours into the first part of the overnight. And you can see there's yesterday's cold front kind of dissipating over New England. Back toward the Midwest though and into portions of Ontario, we do have an area of low pressure associated with the next cold front, and that's going to bring that more dramatic change as we head into the weekend. And then we've got that high pressure over southern Canada that will be with us for the first part of next week. The tropics, still no immediate threats to the east coast, but this system down here with the red swath is expected to become Tropical Storm Gabrielle as we head into the weekend and into the first part of next week. We'll see a lot of clouds tonight, increasing chances for rain toward and after midnight. The heaviest rain occurs late morning into the early afternoon, and there could even be a few breaks of sun at times, although I think we'll see a lot of clouds. I think this model is a little quick on the clearing, and then we'll see as much as a quarter to a half an inch of rain for most of us, maybe a little bit more than half an inch to an inch down toward the south. But we do dry things out as we head into Sunday with maybe a few lake effect showers hanging around into the North Country and Adirondacks, but the majority of us remaining dry, and it looks to remain dry right on through next week. Thomas, send things back over to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Still to come.
This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Friday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking your eyewitness weather forecast. And today's high was only a little bit above average, 79. So we've been above average the past couple of days. Today was no exception. The low, I know it's not showing up here, but it was right around, I think it was right around 56 degrees, which is right where we should be for this time of year, if not a little bit above that. And regardless, nowhere near the records of 93 and 39. Although some of the Adirondacks and North Country may approach that record low as we head through next week. We'll get more on that coming up in the 7-day forecast in just a second. Tonight we are tracking rain for our Saturday though, with highs only between 60 and 65. That's part of another cold front moving through the area, and we'll see a lot of clouds out there too. And then Sunday and Monday we'll have a few clouds, if not mostly sunny skies both days, with temperatures a little bit warmer between 65 and 70, but even that is about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. When do we finally return to average, you may wonder? Once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures in the middle and maybe even the upper 70s both days, and then Thursday and Friday still not far from that with highs in the low to mid 70s, but at least it's not the 60s like we're seeing over the weekend, especially tomorrow with all that rain. So let's time that out for you. We'll have showers working in from west to east toward and after midnight. The heaviest rain looks to occur in the late morning into the early afternoon. And as we head throughout the afternoon, I think this model is a little bit quick on the clearing, but we'll see a lot of clouds and temperatures only between 60 and 65 at best. And then we'll drop into the 40s and 50s tomorrow night into Sunday morning. And during the day on Sunday, there could be some lake effect rain showers up toward the Adirondacks and North Country, but most of us remain dry. The good news is that we are not expecting any severe weather tomorrow. There might be a couple of rumbles of thunder in this light green shaded area from Utica down toward the south and east. The areas that would be under the gun for severe weather would be from the capital region southeast down toward Connecticut. And so certainly we'll be keeping an eye on that. But most of us just seeing some showers. There could be as much as a quarter to a half an inch of rain, where you do see the heaviest rain down toward the south and east, and maybe that rumble of thunder. There could be as much as half an inch to an inch, but that would be the exception and not the rule. As far as the 7-day forecast is concerned, again, the coolest day of the next 7 is tomorrow, with highs only between 60 and 65. And that means some of you up in the Adirondacks and North Country may only get into the upper 50s during the day. So not making much headway from where we'll be tonight, when we'll be into the middle and upper 50s. And then as we head through Sunday, we dry things out, we warm things up. Monday especially as well, so we get off to a bright start to the work week. Highs both days between 65 and 70. Still, again, cooler to the north. That's the one caveat. And then as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday, it becomes nice. Things start to warm up, highs in the middle and upper 70s. Thursday and Friday, again, not far from that, but it still looks rather bright at this point. Thomas, I'll send things back to you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Friday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some wet weather for your Saturday before we transition to some brighter weather to close out the weekend on Sunday, although both days will be significantly cooler than average. Right now in downtown Utica, it is currently 74 degrees as of the 11 o'clock hour, and that's warmer than it'll be at any point during the day tomorrow. Winds are out of the south at 13, fueling that warmth for the time being. Dew points are around 60, and that's where the temperatures will end up during the overnight hours. It obviously still feels like 74 at this point. And as far as the temperatures are concerned, we do have some numbers down toward the south that are in the upper 60s to the lower and middle 70s, and same thing up toward the north. But again, that warm spot right in downtown Utica, 74 as of the 11 o'clock hour. How does that compare to some of the other numbers across the northeast? It's obviously cooler up toward the north and west. Buffalo is the cool spot at 61. Bangor not far from that at 66. Portland 68. But you go down to Philadelphia and D.C., both places are up in the upper 70s, 78 as of the 11 o'clock hour, and we won't be anywhere near that over the next couple of days. That's right where our average is almost, and will be 10 to 15 degrees cooler than that each of the next 3 days. Obviously Saturday being the wetter of those, and then Sunday and Monday will dry things out and warm things back up a little bit. The real warm up heads our way though next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Our average high for this time of year, 77. We'll be much closer to that then, and even not far from that Thursday and Friday, when we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 70s. The radar's looking a little bit more active than it was the last few hours, and we've got the first signs of that cold front making its way toward the east and southeast as we go through the next 1 to 2 hours, and those clouds and that rain are going to be with us through the majority of Saturday morning and even through the first portion of the afternoon before we start to see things dry out, and we'll see a lot of clouds. Again, that cold front is just toward our west right now, and that high pressure near Winnipeg will start to build in as we head through tomorrow night into Sunday. This storm out in the Atlantic, it did have a high chance of becoming Tropical Storm Gabrielle, but now it looks a little bit less likely depending on what model that you're looking at, but we'll keep an eye on that here over the next couple of days. So rain on your Saturday morning, showers through the afternoon. I think the worst of it will be between about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then we'll start to see things fizzle out as we head through the afternoon. It'll still be kind of cool, kind of chilly, maybe in the upper 50s to lower 60s at best tomorrow, and then we'll start to see things dry out as we head through Sunday after a cloudy start. I think we'll see a lot of sunshine developing by the afternoon. Rain is lightest toward the northwest and heaviest down toward the south and east. There could be as much as a quarter to a half an inch of rain, maybe an inch as you head closer toward the capital region, where there could also be a little bit of severe weather. Thankfully, we're not dealing with any of that, especially after what we had yesterday. Temperatures, though, do start a moderating trend Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then we do see a lot of sunshine building into the area as well for the second half of the weekend. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Tonight marked the